Well, it's finally happening. I'm under this lean-to shed, and I'm going to deal with the junk. It's the second quarter of the LSU game. We have to run to my daughter's after the game. So that means I have the rest of the second quarter, halftime, and then the last half of the game to do this. Well, that's my goal, is to try to get it done in that time frame. After that, when we come back, the days are so short, it's liable to be getting dark. This will roll into tomorrow. So I'm going to see what I can do. I can already tell it's going to be a treasure hunt. A man that did a lot of tinkering used to live here, and already just sweeping this one little area here, just sweeping the leaves back and everything, I've already found a lock, a really nice lock. Unfortunately, I don't have a key to it. I found this little screwdriver, but it's not a screwdriver, it's a punch. It's just got a straight end, so I guess you would use it like a punch. And then I found a long lag bolt and several really long screws, which I might could use at some point on something. There's another little bolt there. So I can tell you that probably as I rake all this, I'm going to find all kinds of stuff. There's no telling what. This property just has stuff. It's not garbage or whatever, but it's just stuff I find everywhere. Like right out here along this edge, there's just all kind of pieces of metal. There's one there, and all kind of little pieces of scrap metal that I just haven't picked up yet. But it's things like that that are just kind of everywhere. So I'm kind of curious. I'm going to work slow yet fast because I don't want to come upon a snake or something. So I'm going to try to be diligent and careful. But I got to get this junk picked up. It's got to go today. I did a little short on crows the other day because they were going crazy around my house. That was a few days ago. Hadn't really heard them much since. And then while I'm working out here under the shed, they're back. They are everywhere and they're going crazy. But I like it. I like to hear crows. Things like that. I can't even keep up with it. There it goes. That's why I'm going slow, because things like that can make you think they're a rattlesnake when you first see them. They scare you to death when they move. But look how they blend in. That's him right there. Just blending in. I guess that's some kind of gecko or something. I don't know. But that's why I go slow, because it'll scare me to death when I see those things. It's the third quarter?
Yeah.
Well, it's the third quarter. Halftime's over. This is what I've gotten done. I've got a lot pulled out. I've done more than I feel like I've done. I've got a lot sitting over here. But when I put it back over here, I'm going to try to do it in a very orderly manner and get it accomplished. I'm trying to simplify my life as much as possible. I'm trying to eliminate junk and things I don't use for my life, because you constantly have to move them, maintain them, think about them, see them, get them out your way to get to something you want to get to. And I'm just trying to stop all that. I'm just trying to cull down to the things I know I need. There are a few things I'll keep. That's a big old crawfish pot over there. That's a propane burner, little brown thing back there in the back. The days of me doing crawfish or anything are over. Richard always did that. It takes a lot of muscle to pick up those pots full of water and dump crawfish and all. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. But these systems are just something I am going to keep for emergency situations in case we need to be out here boiling a bunch of water, or if my son just wants to get out of here with some friends and do crawfish. So I'm going to keep some things like that. But if it's tools and things that I can't work, I'm trying to replace them. Like with a blower I can use for my carport, not the big old heavy blower that I can't crank. I'm doing the same thing with weed eaters and things like that. So I'm trying to get things to where I can use them. But enough talking. I've got to keep going. I only have the rest of the third quarter and the fourth quarter to deal with this. And that's a big boat motor there that I can't move. But my son is home today. I'm not going to get him to come over here right this second because he actually shot a deer Thanksgiving Day, and he's over there making ground meat and everything with it. So he's got his hands full already. So that'll get moved here shortly. But other than that, I'm just going to do a little shuffling and try to make it look neater and try to get this done as quick as I can. I found this little mat under all those leaves and stuff. I'm gonna wash it off real quick, and I'm just gonna use it to line my propane cans up on. They'd be all right on the ground probably, but this just kind of mentally makes me feel like I've got things organized. If I kind of put them in a correct spot, and then if we use them, we put them back in that spot. It's just a mental thing, but it helps me out. 100% better. There, that's what I'm talking about. And I took that big ladder that was laying all out in the middle over here, and I moved it under the 18-wheeler. So it's still here if I need it, but it's definitely out of my way. I'm not stepping around it and over it. So that helps a lot. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm taking these 4x4s here. I've got another one that I'm gonna grab that's over here. And then I've got a long, that must be like a 2x8, I think, or 2x10, I'm not sure. Probably a 2x10. Anyway, I've got a long board over here. I don't really need it for anything. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna screw it down to these 4x4s. So it'll make the board sit up off the ground. And that's what I'm gonna use to put all my gardening supplies and tree food and anything like that, lime, bags of lime, anything that I have to do with gardening that's under this awning, I'm gonna put there. So that'll make me feel like that's organized, and I'll know exactly where to put stuff when I'm done with it. That worked out great. You know, nothing's easy. I always say that. And when I went to screw it to these 3 4x4s, which, y'all, I didn't measure anything. I just stuck them under there. I realized that one's a little off center. I didn't measure. I just rolled with it. Put 2 screws in each 4x4 through the board and rolled with it. But what I didn't realize was my board was severely warped. So this end is actually sitting up kind of high on the back end, and I've got a shim under it just to keep it steady. But you know what? It's just for an outdoor place to put things, and I'm very happy with it. I got all of my gardening stuff on there. Plus, I was able to put all kind of Jomax stuff that we use to wash the house with. I was able to put that there. This big red bucket is just full of things from our house that was in our shed that my husband used to grease the tractor with and all that kind of stuff. I've got a big thing of gardening string on top of it that's just a mess. That can be gone through later. That can be done later. But just for today, to have it organized like this is taking such a load off of my back. I'm fixing to move equipment around a little bit, do the last little part of this sweeping over here, because that's the last little junky part. I'm not even sure if I can move this box, but I'm gonna have to see. And then I'm sure we're in the 4th quarter by now. So I'm just gonna consider it a win. Yes, I do have to deal with this stuff over here, but it's just a matter of kind of setting it back once I get the equipment where I want it. So I feel like I am just over the hump. If I have to come out here even tomorrow and finish, that's fine. I won't have but about 20 minutes or 30 minutes of work to do. So it's no big deal. I have gotten it accomplished today. I am so excited. How many minutes are left?
8.5 minutes.
How many?
8.5 minutes.
I think he's saying 8.5 minutes, I think. All right. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Let me zoom out a little bit. I'm almost there. Look how clean that looks. All the way over to this side, swept out and clean. Give you this angle over here. Look at this.
Oh my goodness, look at it. There's odds and ends. There's odds and ends. I actually think that I need to make me some type of little miniature kind of stand, like the one I made for my carport that I put all my gardening tools on. I think I might need to make just a little something another day to go like here and make a little rack that I can hang a couple of things on. I have this post hole driver that's right there. I don't need it very often at all, but I do need it to drive a T-post every now and then. I have some miscellaneous things like this maul over here. This come along here that you do for concrete. I don't need it, but we have it, so I hate to kind of throw that away. My son might need it or something. I have an axe here that I actually found under this shed. I don't really want to put the axe and the maul and stuff over on the carport. I'd rather just leave them under here. And I have a really big, kind of tall, long push broom that I want to hang over there, or just at least have somewhere to kind of set it. And then my weed eater, some of this stuff over here, it's hard to focus on, but my weed eater over here, somewhere to kind of stand it on. And then there's little things I'm not going to finish today, and I'm okay with that. There was a mirror up under this area, and it broke, and it's in 1,000 pieces over here. It got stepped on under those leaves and broke all up. I've got to dispose of that, but I've got to figure out how to do that. I don't want to hurt the guys that come dump our garbage and cut them or anything, so I've got to think about that. But I got all of that organized. Got the boat motor moved. It's right over there. I just drug it. You'd be surprised what you could drag when you are trying to finish a project. I just did it. My husband used to come home and I would have moved armoires and everything else. I can't always wait on other people. I just got to get it done sometimes. I moved that big heavy metal box. I think it's got tools in it. I'll organize that another day. And I wanted my gas cans in the middle here because my mower has a tank on this side and that side. So these are very handy to just lift up and put in this side. And then once the can is a little more empty, I can walk around to the other side and fill that side up. But it's very handy. Those gas cans for me, they're 5 gallons in one can and all, and they can get very heavy. So the least that I have to lift on them or haul them anywhere, the better. So I always try to make sure I gas up before I start mowing. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna cut this video off. My husband said about 8 minutes left. That's about how long I need to kind of put some more of this last little bit of stuff up. Got a few things I'm putting in my 18-wheeler because I just feel like it shouldn't be laying out here anyway. It should be in there. I had some bags of charcoal. I had a little sewer thing that you can use to snake your sewers, and you keep it wound up, and it was starting to rust sitting out here, and I need to make sure that I have that in case I ever need to clean my sewers. So I'm putting that in my 18-wheeler, and measuring tapes, and I have 3 ratchet sets. I don't need 3 ratchet sets. However, I do know from past experience with these things that not all of them have everything they need. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to sit down one day, and yes, I'll do it at some point, but I'm going to sit down one day and make me one good ratchet set that has every size in it and that has all the little ratchet handles that I need. Some of these sets are just missing parts. That happens. Things get left everywhere. I might have been the one that did it. So not saying anything, but that's another day. I'm going to stand them up here right now, but one day when I have some time, I'm going to do that. But once I clean up that mirror and just get a couple of these more little things put up and get me a little stand over here to put some of these tools on, this will be functional. That might be my word for 2024. Functional. Try to make everything you have, I'm talking about myself, functional. Try to make my home more functional, my kitchen more functional, my clothes systems more functional. Whatever I have going in this world, try to make them more functional so that my life is a little bit easier and I can take some things off my plate as far as running around, figuring things out, finding things, looking for things. And so there'll probably be more videos on that because I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I've still got to organize this 18-wheeler. I found the other day in there I have garbage bags that match the garbage can in my kitchen. I've been going and buying garbage bags. I had batteries in there, so I need to go through there too. I need to get that organized. But today, I'm gonna call it a win. Today I got this done. I finally finished it. I've got some organizing to do on the other side of the dog pen because I've messed my wood pile up doing all my jobs, and I need to straighten that little wood pile. It's not much left, but it needs to be straightened and it needs to be neat, because it will set in that we'll have rainy days this winter and cold days and windy days, and I'm not going to want to fool with some of this stuff on those days. So I need to get them done while I can. This is Lainey at Hilltop Home Place. I hope you're getting busy on your places and getting them cleaned up and ready for the winter, ready for the holidays, and just to make yourself feel good and prepared. I think it's a good thing to do. Y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you so much. Y'all stay free. Bye-bye.